Hey, what's good guys, it's Cahmron. Today I'll be showing you how to make my 6'7" athlete build at the point guard spot in NBA 2K26. I originally was planning on posting this sometime next week with some gameplay, kind of taking it through the gauntlet of the stage, park, going for some big streaks, beating some streaks, playing some fives, doing some proving grounds, kind of going through a ton of different game modes with this build. But I actually ended up tweeting out this build, kind of talking about it, and a lot of people were curious to see the stats. Generally, you see a build like athlete, you think it's got like, you know, a 97 maxed vertical and 90 speed and can't pass, can't do anything, can't defend, can't shoot, all that. But this build genuinely can do pretty much everything you want out of a meta 6'7" point guard build, and it's got one of the most unique catfish build names in the game because, again, you see the name athlete, you're really not going to know what it can do. This build was inspired by Keystix's ones build. Keystix is probably one of the better ones players out there in this game. He's always consistently top 10 and was first legend a few years ago. Biggest difference is the perimeter defense. This build, unless you sacrifice a cap breaker multiplier somewhere else, your perimeter is going to max out at like 89 if you really wanted to do that. That's the only difference. But again, this build is kind of meant to be a multi-mode, multifaceted build. So if you want to play ones with this build, you can play ones. If you want to play twos, you want to play threes, you want to play fives, you want to play competitively, you want to play for fun, you want to beat up on some streaks, you want to run some streaks, this build is designed to do all of that. So with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into how to make this 6'7" athlete build. So again, said it 1,000 times, you're 6'7", 218, 7-foot wingspan, point guard is the position. And you're looking at the stats and saying, wait a minute, you know, you're posting on X that this gets a 93 driving dunk. It does. Cap breakers go absolutely crazy on this build. But again, we'll kind of start with the finishing and then I'll talk a little bit about how the cap breakers work. You have a 74 close shot that's tied into your mid-range, 76 layup for that Magic Johnson floater, 71 driving dunk, this can go up to 94 actually with caps. 75 standing dunk for one cap, this will go 81 for silver rise up. I went 79 post for gold Post Fade Phenom. It's so cheap and I think this is a really underrated badge. If you're in a pinch and you need to score really quick, you can back down somebody, do a really quick post fade or post hop, and just get a really nice, easy to time shot out of that. 85 midi. Obviously, you're going to want to drop 5 points here to go 89. That's going to give you gold set shot, silver deadeye, and silver shifty shooter. 83 three ball for bronze limitless, just a really good value spot. And 6'7s are kind of made for this. Whenever you mess with the wingspan, that 7-foot wingspan gives you exactly 89 midi and 83 three ball. 64 free throw, not the best, not the worst, kind of a toss-up if you're going to be able to hit with this, but at the end of the day, I feel like you'd be fine with it. 71 pass is for everybody on X saying the build could not pass, and the build had like 25 pass accuracy. Got 71, that gives you silver dimer. This is boosted by caps as well, so if you really want to, you know, not want to get contact dunks, or whatever with this build, you can also get that pass up higher. 84 ball handle, drop 1 or 2 caps here, depending on if you want silver ankle assassin, or just that 85 ball handle for the T-Mac and Levine animations. 80 speed with ball, I just maxed this out personally. With my takeovers, you'll be able to have like a 90 speed with ball in this build, which will be really, really nice for a 6'7" point guard. 74 interior for bronze post lock. You've got 84 perimeter. You have to put 1 cap here to go 85. That's going to give you silver On-Ball Menace. And then you see the 80 strength. If that goes up to 85, you will also have gold immovable on this build. This can't go above 84. The build name will change. You do not get a cap multiplier for this perimeter. Sometimes you do with this rating, but with this build, you do not. I'm sure potentially if you drop this perimeter down low enough, you may be able to get a multiplier. But for the sake of me and just how many cap breakers I'm trying to use on this build, I just left it at 84. 73 steel for silver interceptor. You can drop this down and drop it elsewhere. I just kind of wanted that, you know, an occasional well-timed lane. You will get them with silver interceptor. You'll get them with a 60 to be honest, but I just wanted to consistently, you know, maybe get that 1 or 2 steals a game on this build. 75 block. You'll drop 2 caps here, and that's going to go ahead and give you 84 for silver paint patroller. Again, this block cannot go over 77, I believe. If it goes over 77, the build name changes to a shot eraser. And we don't want to make a shot eraser, we want to make a pure athlete. 39 O board, 60 defensive rebound for bronze rebound chaser. I think this is like a 59, so you may as well just add one more to go ahead and get bronze chaser on this. You've got 85 speed, 85 agility, 80 strength, and 83 vertical. Believe it or not, the 83 vertical is a big one that triggers this name. So if you drop this, the build name will change. If the strength goes up too high before your caps, the build name will change. But ultimately, the goal is to get this strength to 85. You want to get this perimeter to 85. You want this block to be 84, 85 ball handle, 89 3, and eventually 94 dunk, 81 standing dunk, and then the build is completely done from there. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at the player shades. This has the shades of Cade Cunningham, Jalen Suggs, and James Harden, and it comes out as a pure athlete. Again, I really wanted to make a build with a clean, simple catfish name that didn't have a ton of empty stats, that could play in a variety of different ways, play in a variety of different game modes, and in general, kind of be your in-game consistent point guard build. If you are not a pass-first guard, this may not be the build for you, but if you are sort of score first, or just more aggressive on drives, I think this is going to be a great build. And again though, right, you could drop your steal and get that pass up for sure, and the build name will not change. So you have some avenues if you want to be an athlete with a higher pass. But for me, and again, kind of what I was inspired by in Keystix' ones build, I'm good with 71 pass as a guard. Generally, you know, I'm trying to score 30-40 a game, still get, 10 assists, but generally I want to be that primary downhill scorer, create shots, fade, all that good stuff. But now let's go ahead and take a look at how these cap breakers work. I will show you kind of what takeovers I would run, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what jump shot I would run on this build as well. So jump shot wise on this build, I would run Michael Porter Jr. base. Once you have that 89 mid, what I would do is run 100% Kyle Korver. But for now, with this 84 rating, you still can get a really good jumper. I went Michael Porter Jr. base, Kyle Korver 1, Charles Bassey 2, 4-4 speed, release timing, 73% Korver, 27% Bassey. If I remember right, Charles Bassey is basically Oscar Robertson release for bigs, but it also works for swings, and any build above 6'5", I believe. So it's just a really, really easy to time jumper. And again, as that mid-range gets upgraded, I would kind of phase out that Charles Bassey and try to go 100% Kyle Korver. But with that, let's go ahead and check out the cap breakers on this athlete build. So looking at these caps, you have some really, really, really nice multipliers here. You actually, if you really wanted to, could go pretty high on standing as well. But yeah, looking at these caps, biggest one that's going to stand out to you is that driving dunk. So if you go 70 with 5 caps, you'll be able to get exactly 93 dunk. I went 71 because with just 3 caps, you're actually going to be able to get 87 driving dunk on this build. I did this because it's going to take a decent amount of time for me to get that 93 driving dunk. And in the meantime, I would rather have 87 than 86. And if you're talking an attribute cost difference between a 70 driving dunk and a 71, it's so marginal that when I tell you it's literally a difference between a 64 free throw and 65 free throw to be able to get some form of contact dunks with 3 caps versus none. So to me, that was kind of a no-brainer. Standing dunk, again, is set up to get silver rise up with 1 cap breaker. Post control can go up pretty high as well, but the big focus here is driving dunk, eventually to 94. But for now, we're going to go +3 here to go 87, drop 1 in standing dunk to go 81. You're going to get Giannis dunks. You're going to get silver rise up. You'll get some contacts, and in general, it'll just be a really nice finisher paired with the Magic Johnson floater, Jason Williams layup animations, and all of that. Mid-range, drop 5 here, go shooting specialization. In my mind, shooting specialization is the no-brainer for this build. It's going to go ahead and give you legend set shot, gold shifty, or gold deadeye with the specialization, which I think is very, very valuable for a score first, shoot first point guard build. So you're going to drop 5 caps here, 3, so you have 8. You will be at 9 total caps from here. You'll be at 10 caps because you want to have that 85 ball handle. Potentially, you could always drop, a few more here to go 86. I'm probably good with 85 though. Personally, that's 10 caps. I'm going to need to drop 1 cap in perimeter defense. That's 11 total caps. That'll give you silver on ball. Drop 2 here. That would be 13 total caps to go ahead and get 84 block. Now that 13 number seems like a lot, but really what that is all of the cap breakers you unlock through rep through starter. It is maxing out a crew level. It is only getting 100 achievements, 100 lifetime achievements. It's your 2 through specializations. And it is your level 40 reward. And if you do all of that, you should have like 13 caps. If you get to 200 achievements, that's 14 caps. You hit level 40 next season, that's 15 caps. So then the longer term plan with this build would be to go 85 strength to get gold immovable. And obviously drop 2 more caps in your driving dunk to go ahead and get that 94. You're going to get Jalen Johnson dunks, contact dunks, all that good stuff. So in total, you're probably looking at around 18-ish caps is what it's going to cost to fully maximize this build, which seems like a lot. But again, kind of do this in chunks, right? So you would put 3 caps here to go 87. Maybe put 1 on standing dunk if you want silver rise up. Biggest priority is this mid-range and dunking, I would say, plus, you know, getting this perimeter defense up in the block. I think is important as well. But this build really has a lot of long-term potential throughout the year, and it's a build that you're not ever going to run out of cap breakers or finding stats that really could get good, meaningful improvements with your caps. This multiplier here is huge, and this is really what makes this build so dynamic, and kind of what got me really excited in the builder whenever I found this build was this driving dunk evolution value was just really crazy to me. Takeover-wise on this build, I would be tempted to try to go like speed with ball. That's a plus 15. So you really could have 95 speed with ball on this build. Then you could go ahead and run sharp take to increase your fades, make your fade green window larger, get a better job dexing, and it's pretty much just auto green with sharp take. And honestly, I think that's pretty much all you would need. Obviously, you could always go blur takeover as well if that's what you want. Blur's crazy nice. Blur takeover paired with the speed with ball, paired with a 3-ball increase or whatever would be really nasty as well. But I like sharp take personally. But I would say your 2 options are probably try to target your speed with ball in 3 and run blur take, or get that speed with ball crazy boosted with a sharpshooting takeover ability. And yeah, that's the build. This is the 6'7" athlete, genuinely such a well-rounded meta 6'7", can do a little bit of everything for your team, can play make, can dribble, contact dunk, can create from mid, spot up, create from 3, play great defense, block shots, you're quick, you're strong, you can jump, you can mash a little bit, you can finish those tough layups, get the standing dunks, have a bit of a post game with the mid-range post fades, mid-range post hops, may even be able to get some post spins as well on guards with like 60 interior. And overall, I just think this is a really, really solid Catfish build. Really, really clean, one-word build name, and one of my favorite guards I've made this year, to be honest. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, drop a sub. I will be making this build, and I will be getting a more in-depth breakdown of this, kind of going through the gauntlet of different game modes. But I wanted to get this out just for those on X and everyone to kind of see how this build is made. So thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I got. Hope everybody has a great day. Peace.